Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am DOZ. With me is Cheeto, and this is our debut of our Raw Rant Race podcast. That's the name that we've decided to come up with. And oh boy, we were live from Belfast, Ireland, and this is WWE standard. We give out mediocrity, and we hope that the people will accept it. But Cheeto, what did you think of the show?
Oh man, I we were saying just before we started. I said, you know what? I thought that WWE was in a decent place where we could actually like tolerate watching it, and I think that's because I kind of watched it in the background. I may not, but now that I'm actually paying attention and breaking things down in matches and taking notes, I'm like, oh god, what did we sign up for?
Yeah, I don't know what the future is going to look like of this podcast after WrestleMania. And I know Zam on SmackDown is going through the same thing. He's like, oh my God, this is 3 hours too long. And yeah, WWE really needs to shake things up and get it together because so far, it's just like, this ain't it for us. But let's go ahead and get into it. Gunther comes out and he's been saying the same thing that he said. He's starting to kind of get a little repetitive with his shtick of, oh, I retired Goldberg, I retired John Cena, and even the commentary team is just like, oh, he's the career killer. He retired Bill Goldberg and he made John Cena tap out. And then he's like, oh, last week I beat AJ Styles. And then AJ comes out and he's like, hey, bitch, here's the deal. I made you tap out last week. But then Gunther's like, the referee didn't see it, but I still beat you. And AJ's like, I want to fight you one more time. And Gunther's just like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then he's like, oh, you're a pussy. You're scared, right? And he's like, okay, well, fine. I'll fight you, but you have to put your career on the line. And the only reason I think they're doing this is because 10 years ago, AJ debuted at the Royal Rumble, and now it's kind of a full circle moment. I would rather see AJ go to TNA and retire, but if this is how AJ is going to do it, it is what it is. I personally just don't care. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's going to be a good match, but what does it add for Gunther to retire AJ Styles?
And I mean, at the same time, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, this should have been a Mania match. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if they were going to retire AJ, he's been saying he's going out in 26. Like
Yeah.
he's definitely going to have to. Dude, my dog is crazy. He's definitely going to have to. You know, this is definitely a Mania worthy match, and the fact that they're doing this at the Rumble now, maybe it's a swerve, and maybe AJ will win at the Rumble.
Oh God, yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, and maybe then they'll push it to Mania, and where he will say, "This is my last match at Mania." You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like they're just kind of going through the motions.
yeah,
Oh, this is the Gunther retirement tour motions. Gunther pisses somebody off, somebody comes out, then he cons him into a match, and then all of a sudden now it's a retirement match, and then Gunther wins. And I kind of hope that's not the case here. I hope they're going to swerve us, but at the same time, I doubt they will. I think
mm,
this is the trajectory they have on AJ Styles for.
yeah. It's a full circle moment, and then if AJ shows up in TNA and he says, "Well, I never said that I'd retire from wrestling completely. I just said WWE," then I'd be like, "Okay, so there's still kind of hope that he does go out retiring in TNA." But I don't know what's going to happen with that. Okay, and then getting into the fuck up moment of the night.
Oh my god! Wait. By the way,
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
chuckle really quick before we move on. I had to chuckle at the little bitch chants from Belfast, dude. The crowd made this night.
yeah, they did. The crowd, thank you. Belfast showed up. They were not playing around. I love the international crowds.
Oh yeah, that's why I kind of wish that WWE would spend half of its time, in other countries
Yeah,
nowadays. Like I feel like they only should be in the states, here and there.
yeah, that's how I'd like to see it. But okay, WWE, this killed me. This cracked me up. You had Natalia Neidhart come back for literally no reason whatsoever, just to be like, "Oh, Maxine, I'm in your corner," blah 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 blah, and then Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch, they have an okay match, but then the finish, WWE, you did everything we told you not to do. How
Well,
you
and
build a star. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and even the ending was botched. Like, did you
Yeah.
notice like the whiff that Maxine? Like, I don't know if it was Becky's fault or Maxine's fault, but like, there was no contact on that leg lariat that
No,
she
no, no.
pulled.
And she sold it. Yeah, because she hit that like leg lariat and then like she sold it. And it was like, okay, that was weird. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was like, okay, so you did everything we told you not to do.
Hmm.
All you had to do was have Maxine and Becky go out there, have a competitive match, ankle lock, clean in the middle. Becky taps out, you elevate a star, and you elevate the Intercontinental title. Then, if you wanted to have Natalia come out and crash the party and be like, hey, I want that, or she turns heel just by beating the crap out of Maxine afterwards, it's like, yeah, okay, I can kind of see Natalia past the twilight of her career. They're kind of doing the same thing where, Natalia's been gone. She's got to come back, and the Intercontinental title's a good way to reintroduce her. Okay, fine. But this was the complete and absolute wrong way to go about this. I feel that Maxine was just trotted out there just to be another body on the roster now. And now it's like, here we go. Becky Lynch is still the Intercontinental Champion. Woo.
Yeah, and
And the
here,
top,
yeah, yeah, here we are. Like,
yeah,
this is exactly what we said would happen, and this is the problem is that that yeah, I can't, like, I'm sorry, like, is
yeah,
Maxine the best? No.
no,
But you know what? I mean, like, having Becky Lynch on have the Intercontinental title is just the wrong way to go. Like, if you're gonna put this much shine on her, give her the world title. Give her the
yes,
women's WWE title on SmackDown, because they ain't doing shit with that one. Jade
no.
Cargill hasn't defended once, and she just keeps on putting people on the bench.
Yeah. And this is going to lead to my rant of like I said in my notes, WWE has a veterans problem. And it's like Becky Lynch, I hate to say it, she's now one of those veterans that won't get out of the way. And it's like, she reminds me of Chris Jericho in AEW, where whoever feuded with Jericho, nobody got over because Jericho insisted that things had to be his way. And I feel it's that way with Becky Lynch, where I feel like it's like she just won't elevate these women. And I don't understand what's going on with this because Becky had her time in the sun. If
Well,
you're,
but also Becky
yeah,
is married to Seth Rollins, who is
that's
also
true
best
too.
buddies with the Lame.
Yeah, and that's true. Politics plays a factor, but this is the problem. It's a men and women's thing where it's like you're relying constantly on these veterans. This reminds me of 2010 TNA, where they brought in the Nasty Boys, Hogan and Bischoff, and all these old guys that had no business being in here. And now it's like WWE, you have to prepare for the future now. Maxine could have been one of those stars that could have carried your women's division, but now she's just going to be another body on the roster. And I did not like this. I don't like how you booked her.
I know how Maxine fixes the problem. She
Mm.
covers herself in black paint, and then Triple H is gonna be like, oh, she's a black talent, so I have to push her so I can get rid of these racist allegations.
All right. And then moving into, okay, what came next? I know they did the Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus the Vision. Was that next or was there a promo after
No,
this?
there was just a Jay Uso coming out declaring. This is something I wanted to talk about, is
Oh,
declaring
God.
declaring their spot for the Royal Rumble, and I was just like, this is what? Why? Like,
Yeah.
I get Cody Rhodes saying I'm declaring myself as number one. He's like voluntarily being number one, but it's like, like, okay, you're trying to like get hype for Cody in the Rumble. I get it. But it's like, now you got Jey Uso. He's like, I'm declaring myself for the Rumble. It's like, nobody cares. Like, nobody
No.
cares that you're in the Rumble. You could be number 30. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Remember when you used to have to fight to get in the Royal Rumble? Now you could just declare yourself to enter the Royal Rumble. And it's just like, way to bury your pay per view.
Yep.
Okay. And then going into Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory. The match was all right, but the angle really here is the suspension angle. And it's like, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't know if there's a way you can really redeem Braun Breaker because they shouldn't have had the decisive finish. They shouldn't have even had this match to begin with. And now they're talking about bringing Braun Breaker back this next week. And I'm just like, what are we doing here with him? All y'all had to do was make Braun Breaker an unstoppable badass that goes through heels, baby faces. He don't give a shit. And then he could win the Royal Rumble and then be like, all right, CM Punk, you're past your prime. You're out of date. I'm coming to take your championship, but we're going the lazy suspension angle because God knows we have to try to copy Austin versus McMahon for the 10,000th time. And I
Yeah.
don't like that. But the match itself was all right. The baby
Yeah, I
faces
mean,
get the win.
it
And
was a
they,
good light, like, I mean, yeah,
yeah,
like a mixed match of like luchadors and lightweights and even super heavyweights like Bronson Reed, like a decent mixture of talent. Like all six of these guys in this match was very talented. They did a good job. I did like the finish when like Rey Mysterio just grabbed the
grab
nuts
the
and
knuckles.
yeah, it's like, you know what? Rey Mysterio gets a pass because, he's been around forever. He's 51. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, so I'm just like, Rey Mysterio gets a pass, like it's fine.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but I mean, I feel like this vision thing just is not working. Like ever
no,
since Seth Rollins went out, I don't know. I don't feel like it's working. Not that
yeah.
they need Seth Rollins. I just feel like it's not.
It doesn't have a centerpiece to it. It
Yeah.
feels like they're just guys there. It's like it's Paul Heyman and these other guys.
I
And
mean, Paul Heyman's more of the centerpiece than anybody else. Even if,
yeah,
and I hate to say it, but even if you made Logan Paul the centerpiece, that'd probably be better only because he is universally hated. People
yeah,
actually like Braun Breaker, and you're gonna have to treat Braun Breaker like Batista. You know what I mean? Like as soon as
yes,
they need to have him betray whoever the centerpiece of the vision is right now, but now they're making him the centerpiece, and it's like this is not working. Like this is not gonna work. This is, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is here, but it's just not working for me. And
no,
also them always having Austin. Like honestly, I don't know why they brought Austin Theory in just to take pins. Like why could Bronson Reed not take pins? Like what
yeah,
are they really still pushing him like they were last year when he was facing Roman Reigns? Like
yeah. I
they're
don't
not.
know. I don't understand this because Austin Theory is a future world champion. Austin Theory is one of those dudes you could put the belt on. It was like ever since he beat John Cena, 2, 3 years ago at WrestleMania, it's just like he's just there. And every time you think something's going to happen with him, he's eating pins. And it's like, what is this mentality? What are they thinking about?
I think it's the Cena pin mentality. Like who? I
Mm,
mean, look at Solo Sikoa. He
yeah,
didn't he? I don't know if it was clean, but I know he pinned Cena several years ago. And although he's not doing horrible for himself, it's not like he's like a world champion or anything at this point, which he should be. Like
yeah,
honestly, I like Solo Sikoa. I think I like his whole mafia Samoan mafia gimmick. Um, like I kind of like it actually. Like, is it over? No, but it's like I think it suits him very well.
yeah. It suits him. It's got to take a little extra something just to get it over.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Judgment Day attack Rio because Rio comes out and they're like, oh, yeah, we're still best friends and we're declaring for the Royal Rumble because, of course, we are. And now, I don't know if you caught the theme of tonight's show, but I'm sensing a lot of friendship betrayals and breakups in the future. So, what is this? I'm like, they're teasing, like, oh, we can't stay together, or oh, you guys are going to turn on each other. I'm like, tell me you're giving it away without telling me you're giving it away.
Yeah.
And then the Judgment Day lay out the tag team champions. So I just felt like, okay, you're putting over Saturday Night Main Event and you're teasing that these two might break up and then do a pull apart brawl, then have 100 matches that will ultimately lead to nothing. Triple H's booking is so lazy and so formulaic. I want him and Bruce Pritchard out immediately if it was up to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Oh, by the way, Nerdiverse and Daniel Vance, thank you. Sorry,
Yep.
guys. I was neglecting the comments. Um, Cody's boring. He needs to be a heel. I agree.
I agree.
His undashing gimmick was fun. Be a generic Cena like face is boring. But okay, so here's my thing, and don't shoot the messenger here. Um, there always has to be a Cena though. Like
Mhm.
in pro wrestling, there always has to be. The only time we didn't have a Cena was like a Cena type character was like the Attitude Era, and that was like 2 years because you had then you had like Rock and Stone Cold, but they were, I wouldn't say they were like the clean baby face, but like Hogan for all those years, and after that you had obviously Cena, and
Yep.
then after that, now you're getting after that you then had kind of Roman Reigns. He wasn't a face, but still like he's just, I don't know. You always have to have that figure that's like over, like that's over with the kids that everybody hates. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's just the nature of the beast, and that's kind of my philosophy. I hate that for Rhodes because I think Rhodes is a lot better as a
He's
heel.
yeah, he's 1,000 times better as a heel. And I think the thing that's going to happen is they're going to dance with it, but I think they're going to pull the trigger way too late, like they did with Cena. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's the route I see them going.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like with the NWO, like you have a good heel gimmick. Merch will like because the reason why they never turned Cena heels because his merch sales were that's why they won't do Jey Uso heel.
Nope, ever
His merch
again.
sales are too high, and it's like but look at the NWO. You know what I mean? Like you can have a heel gimmick and still still have those merch sales. You just you've got to have your talent be authentic. Chris Jericho's another one. Like his merch would kill,
Yes.
like all the time. But like, and he was a heel. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I feel like these guys just like need to like they need to market smarter and rather than just be like, oh well, generic Cena baby face. And it's like, but then again, who would it be if it wasn't?
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay, and then just to keep this going just a little bit longer before we get to the next matchup, somewhere later in the show, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka is treating Kyrie just like a bitch. And she's just like, you cost us the tag team titles, but we're also going to declare for the Royal Rumble. And Kyrie was like, I'm going to make sure you win the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, what is this? Why are we teasing that everybody's breaking up?
I think they're doing everybody so that we don't know which one's actually going to break up. I think it's, I don't know. I feel like I think Alexa Bliss needs to probably go heel and betray Charlotte, like just as a swerve. Like I think Charlotte's probably better as a heel. And I like their team. I think the whole not best friends or whatever their gimmick, like whatever their tag gimmick is, I think it's hilarious. And I think they do really well with it, but I kind of think it's run its course.
Yes.
But I think Alexa Bliss needs to turn heel on Charlotte, and that they need to go back to their singles runs. And then I don't know. There's a team on Raw that I think needs because I do like the fact that Liv and Roxanne are in the tag picture now. Rio is okay. Oh, Bailey and Lyra, like they don't need to be in the tag division right
That's
now.
another thing I was going to bring up too. They did a segment because I know we're kind of going all over the place backstage, but who cares?
Yeah.
Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Bailey looked like she was about to snap because she was talking to herself. She's kind of got that split personality gimmick going. And then Lyra tries to reassure her, and then Bailey's like, "Oh yeah, we got all of 2026 to be the tag team champions. You know where this is going." Bailey's going to snap, turn on Lyra. There's your feud right there. It's the easiest story to tell in the world. Another friendship pull apart brawl. Oh, Triple H, you've got to go, man. And then this one was weird. El Grande Americano defeats Javon Evans because Javon Evans got hurt. Basically, Kofi Kingston 2.0 trying to do Kofi Kingston type shit, which he did. And there's
even
a
Michael
shelf life.
Cole called him Kofi Kingston or called him Kingston or whatever.
And you called it. You said he's going to be the Kofi Kingston. And you know what? It took me a week, but I see exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, yep, this dude's going to be having the Royal Rumble saves. That's his purpose.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to be the Royal Rumble save guy. And as I said, but even Michael Cole was calling him Kofi. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure Kofi Kingston doesn't mind being compared. I'm like, I'm sure he does because Kofi Kingston I feel like Kofi's still got some years on him.
Yeah, he does. Okay, but yeah, this was just okay. And then El Grande Americano gets the win because I guess Javon hurt his chest and they just stopped the match and they called it off. And that was the end of that.
I wonder if he tore a pec or something. But dude, what is up with the WWE and upper body injuries? Like they've been getting so many shoulders and stuff like that, like shoulder injuries.
Yeah.
And stuff like it's like Penta had a short, even though it was short term, he popped his shoulder too. Liv popped her shoulder and had to be out for several months. Like now Javon, I think he was holding kind of up here. So I'm guessing it's like a pectoral thing.
It's a pec.
I'm like, dude, what is up with the WWE and these upper body injuries? Like you normally hear about knees and ankles and all this other stuff, but it's like right now it's just upper body stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the mat or whatever it might be. But okay, I think now going into the men's tags, the New Day were backstage. This was a complete waste of time because it's Martin Luther King Day and the New Day was there. And they were all like, we want our tag team titles back. And I guess next week, we're getting a fatal four-way match for the World Tag Team title contendership thing. And I'm like, Oh my God, can we put more emphasis on
Who
the tag team division? Let's
who
figure
did
this
they
out.
say was in that match? Obviously the New Day, but who else was? Is it the War Raiders and who else is around now?
I want to say it's Otis and Tozawa
Oh
and a
yeah,
couple other teams.
that waste of space team. I'm sorry, like I don't.
Yeah.
Again, that's another tag team that I'm just like, Tozawa needs to go to SmackDown and challenge for the U.S. title because the U.S. Who was it? I think Zam who said that the U.S. title is like the cruiserweight title, and like honestly,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because the U.S. title has got a lot of prestige on it, and if they're not going to bring the actual cruiserweight title back, I think that's a good like it's more like an X Division championship, like the WWE's version of the X Division Championship. Just all the high flyers and the really good wrestlers go for that US title. And I love the open challenge. I am very sad that I don't get SmackDown so I can review SmackDown because I love the US Open Challenge. I think it's a great thing that's going on right now.
Yep. Okay. One last note related to Javon Evans. WWE.com fucked it up. They reported it as a leg injury. Can you idiots not see? He's holding his chest, not his leg. He didn't hurt his leg. He hurt his chest.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was about to say they reported it's a leg injury.
yeah. They said he was. They said he injured his leg. Oh my God. Oh, this company's so incompetent. And then okay, the match that we knew was going to happen, and we called the exact finish. We said Finn Balor was not going to win. The crowd made this match, but it felt like your average Monday Night Raw main event. It didn't really feel outstanding. You got a couple false finishes. CM Punk gets the win after hitting like a second GTS. Finn Balor also got his finish in. They kicked out of each other's finishes. Finn Balor is apparently turning babyface, and if you're not going to do anything with him after this other than have him feud with the Judgment Day, I see no reason to keep Finn Balor unless you're going to make him mean something. Please, God, get as much mileage out of Finn as you can. There's only so much time,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
CM Punk is on the road to the Royal Rumble.
and honestly, he's another one. Like
Yeah,
put him in the U.S. title. Like put him throw the U.S. title on him for a little. Like I don't think he's going to win the world title again. I would love for him because didn't he only held the what did the was it the he was
one
the first,
day.
yeah,
Yep.
he was the first ever universal champion, right? Was that the red
Yep.
belt?
Yep. And he
And
held it
like
for
and
one
like he
day.
held it for he was the first ever one, and then he held it for a day and had to give it up over injury. And I'm
Yep.
like, if you're not going to give this guy like some shine, at least put him where he's going to be most useful. And that again, the U.S. title picture. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like give him the U.S. Like I don't want to like take the belt off of Carmelo right now, but like it seems like every month or two they're switching the title
Yeah.
because you can only go so many like week after week after week in those kind of matches before you get burnt out. And I'm okay with that. I've always said like these mid-card titles need to be switching way more often. Like I'm sorry, like you've got guys that hold the titles for like months on end and almost years on end, like
Yeah.
Gunther. And it's
It's
like I especially the US title, I'm like, no, rub some prestige on it. Like switch the title every once in a while. But like, yeah, put Finn Balor over on SmackDown for the US title. I feel like the Judgment Day, I mean, especially with JD McDonough being out again,
it's
I feel
over.
like it's
It's
over.
over.
But here's the thing. I don't mind the Judgment Day, and I've said this before. I don't mind the Judgment Day. I just want them to be a female stable. I want them to
Yeah.
be Liv,
Yep.
Raquel, Roxanne, and then have Dom on the side. Dom
Yep.
can be what was his name? Meet Sean Stasiak,
Yep.
like with the girls.
Yeah. That's all you have to do is Dom just is their bitch. And it would be the greatest thing ever because Dom, he still has all that heel heat and he is still my pick to win the money in the bank. And I pray and hope that he does, although with
Yeah, but
Logan
he's been
Paul
off
being there.
TV for so many weeks. Like they need to get him back on TV. Like even if he's
Yeah.
not wrestling, they need to
Hmm.
get him back on TV. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like give him like yeah, okay, what his shoulders done. So bring him on there with a nice like nice arm
Sling. Yeah.
sling brace or whatever, and like have him on the mic, have him in the back. Like you cannot keep the Intercontinental Champion off TV this long and
Nope.
expect him to keep the same momentum because it's not. I mean, Dom is one of the best heels WWE has right now, and for them to keep him just off television completely
It's
is
a
like
crime.
it is. And
Yeah.
on top of that, your Intercontinental title is nowhere to be seen. Like
Nope.
as I said, if this is only going to be a couple weeks, like I don't mind if it's like, oh, he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks with this injury. Fine, keep him on TV.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Even
you
if
have Yeah.
Even if he can't be there, he could be live from his house and he could just be talking shit. Because Dom would be great at just being like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm hurt right now, but when I get back, I'm gonna wreck some shit. And it's like, that way you keep the character alive, you keep the title alive, but it's like you got your Intercontinental Champion off TV, and they haven't even mentioned him. And I'm like, man, that is the worst way you could kill a heel character is by keeping him off TV and not even acknowledging him. And you
Yeah.
need to change that. But that's pretty much Monday Night Raw, to be honest. I mean, yeah, another mid episode. Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
I mean the main event was really good. I
Yeah.
really I really do. As I said, we knew who was going to win, unfortunately, but at the same time, you have those matches where they're just matches to advance, the current champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. I remember back in the WCW days where it's like every other week the title was on the line and you knew that they weren't going to beat Hogan, but
Yeah.
it was more important to see like how they lost, how Hogan was going to cheat to win. You know what I mean? Like that's what
Right.
if you put the world title on Dom, like everybody would like everybody would like stop would everybody would just like they wouldn't want him to lose the belt. They'd only tune in to find out how he cheated to keep the belt.
Yeah, and that's money right there. There's money in it. And even though Dom's a heel, I could see just due to the heel shenanigans, he will get over like Eddie Guerrero did, cheating to win, and the fans will be what turn him babyface because it's going to be like, okay, let's see what hijinks he gets up to this week, and it'll naturally get over. See, we're sitting here spitballing, and we could book this shit, unlike the people at fucking the Evil Empire at Titan Towers.
Yeah,
Oh man, but
yeah. I mean, going into the Rumble, it's like, yeah, they've done piss poor build. They're
yeah,
I mean, your pay per view, especially the Rumble, you got to start 4 weeks out.
mm-hmm.
You got to start 4 weeks out. And I mean, here's the thing: like, if you wanted, if you wanted to do like the Cody Drew McIntyre thing, and Cody was not getting a rematch, sorry,
You're good.
you needed to start building that week.
Yeah.
Like you needed to start building who was going to be facing because I feel like the next week them coming out and saying like, oh, there was a thing in his contract at the last minute that said he doesn't get a rematch. I feel like that should have been a stipulation like out in the open. You know
And
what
they
I
should have
mean?
emphasized that too.
Yeah, they should have emphasized it that week or even the
Mm-hmm.
week before when they, freaking made the match.
Yep. Just to say, oh shit, Cody might not get another rematch if he loses. All right. Well, all signs point to Drew winning, and then yeah, it's predictable. But predictability is not always a bad thing. It's just that when you do too much predictable shit, it gets to where your audience is going to tune out because we see what happens 5 minutes before it happens.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah, I know. I mean, we've been watching this long enough. Like the predictability is not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the execution that is the
Mm-hmm.
problem. Like
Yep.
as I said, did I think Finn Balor was going to win
No.
on Monday? No, I had no illusions that Finn Balor. I wanted a good match, and I got a good match. I thought it was a good match. I think it could have been better because CM Punk just can't, in my opinion. And I'm sorry, CM Punk just can't hang anymore. Like he
No.
really
And I'm going to say something that I know is going to piss a lot of Punk fans off, but it needs to be said. I want WrestleMania 42 to be the very last time I ever see him hold the championship. It's time. It's time. CM Punk needs to be a semi-main guy for the next couple of years. He can contend for it, don't get me wrong, but as far as being the guy and holding it, no.
Well, he
I'm
needs
over
to do
that.
what Orton's doing,
Yeah,
putting people over.
over. Yep.
That is your job. And I'm sorry, like, I know Punk is trying to kind of like, like pick up where he left off like 10
You
years
can't.
ago.
You can't.
You can't. You are the one who walked away from wrestling for 7 to 10 years, for the WWE from, what, 10 years he walked away from WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
you cannot make up for lost time.
No.
You are 47 years old. You need to start putting over. I mean, he's already, he got, and I know Finn Balor's been around the block, but like he buried Finn Balor. He's buried Braun Breaker. Like Punk is at that point in his life.
It's the John Cena effect. Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
needs
the
to
John
put
Cena
people
effect.
over. I'm
Yep.
sorry you wasted 10 years of your career sitting at home or in AEW or wherever, and you weren't in the WWE, but guess what? It is your time now to put over new talent. And you could have, if you would have stayed in the WWE back in 2013 and kept on going,
you would have main evented WrestleMania. You would have gotten everything you wanted. You would have gotten it. It would have taken time, but you would have got everything you wanted. You would have got to main event WrestleMania. You would have got to feud with guys like Triple H. You and Daniel Bryan could have ran it back. You and Kurt Angle, despite Kurt Angle being, in the same shape that you're in now, broken down, you and Kurt Angle could have had a program. I mean, there was money to be made, and you threw it all away. And now that's your fault.
yeah.
You now
And I mean,
need to
as I
start
said, I
putting
mean,
other people over.
he wants to be like, oh, I'm the best in the world. You're like, you're the man in the world right now. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Like, you really are. And I'm like, the only reason why you are winning is because this is a scripted sport.
Yep, it's not real. None of it is. None of it is. And with CM Punk, I don't care who he faces at the Royal Rumble because we know he's going to win. We know he's going to walk into WrestleMania. We don't know who he's going to face yet, but I would not be surprised if they have Gunther and CM Punk run it back again. I just wouldn't be shocked at this point
No,
if
I
that's where
think,
they're going.
yeah, I mean, that might be because I was just going to say, no, they're going to do AJ. But like, as I said, unless they pull a swerve at the Rumble with AJ, like,
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, as I said, unless AJ wins at the Rumble, which I want him to. I want him to go out at Mania. I want AJ's match to be as big as Ric Flair's.
Yep. And what
I want AJ to face somebody who is just like, I don't know who would you even have him face, but like, like somebody who, like, bring Samoa Joe back. I don't care. Like, have him have a match at Mania with somebody who is just so spectacular and make AJ go out like a boss. Because Flair was struggling for years, even back then, to wrestle. And it's like, but Shawn made that match so good.
Broke his ribs for Ric Flair. That's how much Shawn gave Ric Flair. Yeah. Shawn broke his ribs. And the storyline is easy. All you have to do, now that they're not going to get out of it, AJ Styles' goal is to be the WWE champion and retire at WrestleMania in his last match. And it's the easiest story in the world. And then what you could do is you could have had Gunther and AJ cost each other the Rumble. They cost each other the Chamber. And then it's like, all right, bitch, I'm going to fight you at WrestleMania because you cost me my shot at the title. AJ is obsessed with beating Gunther. It's the easiest story to tell in the world. And Gunther's reason is simple. I'm going to retire you because, yeah, you're great, but I am going to be the one that retires you. I am going to end your career because I am proving to you and everybody else here, I am the best wrestler in the world today and will carry this company for the next 5 to 10 years. It's the easiest story in the world. But WWE, they don't know how to tell stories anymore.
You know what? I got one. I got, who they could, AJ. I think what it should be is AJ should come out and he says, this is my last match is at Mania.
Yep.
And I want to face Austin Theory.
Yeah. Like, for real.
And then Austin Theory, like, and don't make Austin Theory a baby face. Don't make it like a baby face thing. Like basically make it like Austin Theory is going to be like, and AJ is going to be like, listen, I'm going to win my last match. I am going to give everything in my last match. And I get it. Like, we already had Austin Theory and Cena at Mania and it went nowhere, but like, you can build that match without like making it too much of a, like, like a vendetta type thing. You just want it to be like, AJ will just dare him. He'll be like, you retire me at WrestleMania. You take me out. If you're going to take me out to pasture Theory, I am going to go kicking and screaming and biting.
Yep.
And you know what? Put Theory over at WrestleMania over AJ in one of the biggest 5-star classics, just like Shawn and Flair. I'm telling you.
Clean in the middle. None of this vision bullshit. They've got to go.
Yeah, no, make it clean, make it, I don't want any vision bullshit. Like, I want it. That's the only thing. But like, Austin Theory is like one of the first people I think of when I think of like passing the torch from like,
when you think of building
AJ to somebody. Like, Austin Theory is a great pick.
Yep.
I don't know who else to pick though.
Yeah, because the big storyline this year is going to be AJ retiring, obviously. But yeah, I don't want it to happen at the Rumble. But I got a feeling they're going to fuck it up and they're going to insist on having Gunther go over because for the simple reason they won't shut up about Gunther being this career killer. And it's starting to get on my nerves and not in a good way.
Yeah, I know. I don't I don't think it. I'm just looking through the list of the WWE roster, and I'm like, I don't see anybody else who could probably pull that off, like pull that kind of thing off. I
Yeah.
mean, you might be able to get something out of who was I just looking at? Um, I don't want to say Drew McIntyre, but it's like, he's also up there in age.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes maybe could be like the next AJ Styles, like like again, just like somebody that could be like, listen, you're
Yeah.
but build it on that, build it on respect, and be as I said, I mean, like that's how they did with Sean and Flair. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Flair's like, I'm gonna bring like I know you are younger, I know you are, I know you're better than me, but guess what? I'm bringing woo my A game.
Yep. I'm
Like
bringing it. Yeah, I'm going to bring you everything I got, but I got a feeling WWE's just going to fuck it up because I don't trust them to do it the right way. I just
no, they
don't.
won't. They
They
won't.
they will have AJ tap out, and then Gunther's going to come out on Raw on Monday and go, "Hey, I retired AJ, woo!" And then it's like,
Like a
okay,
little bitch, and it's
yep,
like, oh, okay, stop the stupid. Like
yeah,
I'm
over that.
tired of that. I am
I'm
very
over
over
that.
that.
Yeah, I'm over
It
it.
was
I'm like,
funny like the first night, but like
yeah.
after that, it's like, all right, you need to stop.
And the worst thing that you're doing too is you're typecasting Gunther, which is the one thing you don't want to do to him. You don't want the career killer being his gimmick. His gimmick needs to be I'm the ring general. I respect the ring and I go out here, I whoop some ass. How hard is it to keep his gimmick that simple? I'm the
Well,
ring
that's the thing.
general. I'm the
They
best wrestler in the world.
overcomplicate everything right
Yep.
now. Like Paul Heyman said it, but like actual Paul Heyman, not on screen Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman said it best. He said, "Booking's not hard. That I don't like you, you don't like me. Let's this is what we don't like about each other. Let's put them in the ring." Like
Yep.
that's a rivalry. Like if you're not just having a showcase match, which is like the US title open challenge, that if you that's a story, it writes itself.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. I don't know. But so far, I'm not optimistic. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not optimistic for the future of WWE. And I don't think WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, is going to be our last video because don't forget, folks, budget cut time is coming and I expect to see some names.
That's
I
right.
expect to see some names. I'm not going to be surprised. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it out now. Shinsuke Nakamura will be on the list.
Yeah, probably.
100% he will be on the list.
LWO members will also be. I was actually just
Yep.
kind of browsing through the current roster, and I'm like, I see
Yep.
like Cruz Del Toro. Where's he been? Like he's
Yeah.
been gone. The only one, Santo Escobar, is the only other one that like like he was re-signed, and like they gave him a substantial pay raise, but yet they've done nothing with him. I don't know if like he's been in AAA maybe, but
Yeah, unless he's in AAA, then yeah, I have no idea. But I expect too a lot of the WWE ID recruits that they sign are also going to get cut. A lot of those,
yeah,
like
I feel like the War
up and
Raiders are
coming.
probably on the chopping block.
Yep.
Joaquin Wild, the Creed brothers. Like, I mean, I'm just kind of going through the list right now. And like that,
And as much as I hate to say it, unless you actually invest time and money into Otis and Tozawa, I
yeah,
could
there are two
possibly
more.
see them being gone. So yeah, I don't see the Raw after WrestleMania being our finale more so than the WWE budget cuts because that's going to be a video I am going to want to make when that does
Paulo
happen.
Cruz is still on the roster, apparently.
How does he still have a job?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I remember he did that like Nigerian general gimmick and he won the Intercontinental title. And then after that, it was like, okay, he was just gone. And like he hasn't been on TV in a long time.
Yeah, I was
know
about to
of.
say, probably now that Tachampa's gone, I'm pretty sure Johnny Gargano is going to be on the
Yep.
chopping block. The Gacy's are still on the roster. They're probably going to be gone.
Yeah, the Wyatt Six I see probably breaking up and being gone because I know the Wyatt Six are like the tag team champions to my knowledge. I think they are, but
Yeah, but I mean they've essentially tanked that whole division. Like
yeah,
that at last year's WrestleMania, that division was on fire.
yeah,
Like there was so much going on with that division. It was so good. And
yep.
like it just within the past 10 months, well, I'd say probably the past 6 months because it's been dead for a long time.
It's tanked. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tanked. But I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I see after that, we're gonna, take a break, and I'm thinking, if possible, the first week of June is when I'd like to resume this. So, because May is just dead. May is the doldrums, and it's Memorial Day. We're gonna be with our families around that time. So if we fill up to it, I'm thinking June might be when we come back. But so far, I am not excited for the road to WrestleMania. This
Yeah, I
is
know. It's
just
just that's why we decided to change the name to this from Raw Review to Raw Rant Race because
yeah,
that's all we're gonna do. We're just ranting and racing to WrestleMania so that we can be done with this nonsense. Because
yeah,
as I said earlier, like I've been watching. I ever since it came back to Netflix, I started watching Raw again, and I'm like, okay, like I feel like after the past year, I've seen enough that I can finally feel educated enough to actually like talk on these subjects. And it's like I started to like, and that's when I started to be like, wow, like I did not realize how bad this was because I kind of had it on in the background before. Now that I'm actually like watching and taking notes for our reviews, I'm like, wow, this is really bad. Like
yeah, and
I almost feel
it's
bad for roping D Jose into this.
oh no, man, I do it because it's fun, but I can tell that after WrestleMania, I'm gonna need that break. I already know it. I'm like I'm gonna need it because I feel bad for Zam and Gary too because they have to sit through 3 hours of this.
Honestly, I think SmackDown, like and keep in mind, I can't watch the whole show. I can watch the highlights.
Right.
But like from what I see, like oh God, I would prefer SmackDown if I could actually find a way to watch it better. Like
Mm.
I don't have Peacock and I don't have a VPN or anything like that. So, but I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind watching SmackDown. SmackDown's always been kind of like my home, where it's
Yeah.
like because I'm always one for like the wrestling and the cruiserweights and all those other
Yeah.
things.
SmackDown's been the wrestling show, whereas
Yeah.
Raw's been the
Even
talking show.
even though Raw's got literally Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, like all the all these luchadors, it's still Raw. SmackDown is still like the actual wrestling show.
Yeah, but man, WWE, I don't know. Maybe next week we'll come up with some ideas as to what we could do to fix this shit. But
I mean,
oh
we're gonna have ideas every week, but WWE won't listen. They'll
no, they
do what
don't care.
they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and then we're just
Yeah,
gonna be like,
yep. And then the casual audience, I don't know how it is where Ginger and Zam and Gary are at, but here in America, this is the lowest I think the interest in wrestling it's been in a long time. I can't ever recall the viewership and the ratings and the interest just being this low where people are tuning out.
well, I think with all the news, the buzz around WWE, like with Vince being gone, and then everybody praising Triple H for his booking, and
Yeah.
then TKO merge or the TKO buyout, like all that news kind of brought people back in. But
Yep.
now it's like, yeah, they're kind of back to the same old shit now, and it's like, come on, like Triple H, dude, like I really want to say the only thing that I can tell that Triple H has ever done for booking that has actually been good was showcasing the women right. Like
Yep.
he's definitely showcasing the women's divisions way better than they were 10 years ago,
Yes.
13 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
But
But
at the same time, yeah, it's like no, like I think the reason why they felt like they were in such a really good place last year was because of all the buzz of Vince leaving and TKO buying out and everything. Now
yep.
I think it's started to die down and now it's just like yeah, people are just not sticking around because it's kind of sucking.
Yeah, what's the incentive? What's the incentive to stick around? But anyway, this has been your Monday Night Raw rant race, and we will definitely be back next week. I'd like to thank Cheeto for joining me, and I'd like to go ahead and say that we are the greatest YouTube channel that you've kind of maybe sort of heard of. And if there's anything you want to plug, go ahead and plug it.
No, just our brothers over our the B team over
Yep.
on
On
SmackDown
SmackDown.
for this upcoming weekend. We do have a fan film reaction coming out for a Studelberg film, the Ragnarok Saga Part 2 or Episode 2. Sorry. We did a fan film reaction for that, so that's going to be coming out sometime this week. We also have our review for Starfleet Academy on Thursday that we will be doing for Episode 3. I know Rick B cannot wait to watch that one with us. And I think that's everything for this week, as far as I know. So until next Monday,